So in the second section of Chapter 2, we're going to start by solving just one-step equations. These are the most simple equations that you can come up with. Alright, solving means get the variable by itself, so we're going to try to isolate or get those variables totally by themselves on one side of the equation and on all the numbers to the other side of the equation. Okay, there's only one step involved in each of these, so it should only take us one step to get to our answer. So h minus 12 equals negative 27. All we have to do is add the 12 to both sides. Those 12s cancel each other out. We're left with h equals negative 15. Okay, and the second one, we just subtract the 102 from both sides. So a very similar type problem, but we're going to do subtracting instead of adding. 36 minus 102 is negative 66. Notice that negative sign, it's kind of little snuck in there. Number 3. Now we're multiplying negative 15 times b, so in order to get rid of the negative 15, we have to divide both sides by negative 15. Okay, so those cancel each other out. We're left with b equals negative 15 divided by, or negative 75 divided by negative 15, which is positive 5. Remember that a negative divided by a negative is a positive. Now we get a little bit harder. Okay, so we have 3/5 times k. How do we get rid of a 3/5? How do you get rid of a fraction? We don't divide for these. You actually just multiply by the reciprocal. Okay, multiply by the inverse or the reciprocal of that fraction. So multiply both sides by 5/3 instead of 3/5. Okay, so those 5/3 and 3/5 cancel each other out, and you're left with k. Now remember that 6 is the same as 6 over 1. So we can cross cancel the 3 and the 6. And you're left with 2 times 5 over 1 times 1, which is just 10. And the last one here, negative 1 and 3/8 q equals 2/3. For this one, I would actually take a second step here and convert this into an improper fraction. It makes it a lot easier for you. So if we convert this to an improper fraction, we're going to have negative 8 plus 3 is 11 eighths, right? Negative 1 3/8 is negative 11 eighths. Q equals 2/3. Then we just do exactly what we did in number 4. So you multiply both sides by the reciprocal. So negative 8 over 11. Negative 8 over 11. Negative 8 over 11 and negative 11 over 8 cancel each other out. So you're left with Q. On the right side, we just cross cancel if we can, but we can't. So it's just negative 16 over 33. Perfect. And the last one here, the word problem. Carter's driving 780 miles to Memphis. He drove about 3/5 of the distance on the first day, so how many miles did he drive? Okay, so we've got 3/5, so let's say the distance, right? 3/5 of the distance, right? Because 3/5 of the distance is what he drove, is equal to the 780 miles that he drove. Okay, so remember to get rid of 3/5, we just multiply by the reciprocal. So multiply by 5/3, multiply by 5/3. Those cancel each other out, and we're left with 780 times 5 divided by 3, which gets us a big number. So the total distance here is about 1,300 miles. That's it.